The world is asking one explosive question right now. Did Iran force Donald Trump to blink? Because after weeks of fire, missiles, bunker busters, naval threats, and regime change rhetoric, Washington suddenly stepped back. It blinked. And the reason may not be military defeat. The reason may be something far more dangerous. A trap built on geography, a trap built on exhaustion, and above all, a trap built on Iran's infamous Mosaic Defense Doctrine. This was never just a war of bombs, viewers. This was a war of time, terrain, oil, and nerves. Hello and welcome. I am Nikita Kapoor and you are watching Decode. And in this episode, we decode how the battlefield may have pushed Donald Trump into a corner where continuing the war became more costly than ending it. What looked like an overwhelming American military campaign slowly ran into something the Pentagon has feared for years: Iran's war by friction model. Not one big battle, not one decisive strike, but thousands of smaller pressure points. Military experts call it Mosaic Defense. Think of it like shattered glass. Break one piece, the rest still cuts. Iran's military structure is intentionally decentralized. Instead of relying on a single command center, it operates through multiple independent nodes, missile units, drone cells, naval swarm teams, proxy militias, coastal batteries, cyber units, regional commanders. You kill one commander, another cell continues. Destroy one naval base, another launch point activates. That is exactly why even after major strikes, Iran retained the ability to threaten the entire region. This is where the trap begins. Washington likely expected shock and collapse. Instead, Iran shifted the war into a battle of attrition. A battle designed not necessarily to win militarily, but to make victory impossible for the other side. And that is exactly what happened. And then came the biggest weapon of all. Not a missile, not a drone, the Strait of Hormuz. This is the artery of global oil, one of the most strategically important waterways on Earth. Nearly a fifth of the world's crude oil moves through this narrow corridor every single day. And Iran controls the northern shore. That geography alone changes everything. The strait is narrow. Ships are slow. Targets are easy. And Iran's missiles, drones, and sea mines can turn this route into an economic war zone. That means even if America dominates the skies, Iran still holds the choke point. And this is where Trump's war narrative ran into hard reality. Because reopening Hormuz was never going to be quick. It would require sustained naval escorts, mine clearing operations as well, and coastal suppression. Continuous air cover to do that, possibly weeks, even months of escalation. And that is precisely what reports now suggest Washington wanted to avoid since day one. Trump signaled willingness to end the war even if Strait of Hormuz remained partially restricted. That is the cave-in moment. Because once the objective shifts from reopen the strait to declare victory and exit, Iran has already succeeded strategically. Now comes the second major factor: war exhaustion. And this may be the real reason Trump had to pull back. Wars are not fought only on battlefield. They are fought in oil markets, in insurance markets, in allied capitals, and domestic politics. Look at what happened globally. Oil prices surged, shipping traffic nearly froze, insurance premiums for trackers and tankers skyrocketed, energy markets panicked. Even after ceasefire signals, experts warned confidence had not fully returned to the markets. This wasn't just Iran versus America anymore. This became a global economic stress test. And prolonged war meant one thing: political fatigue. For allies, for markets, for Washington, and for Donald Trump himself. Records indicate the White House had a preferred 4 to 6 week war timeline. Anything beyond that risked transforming a controlled operation into a prolonged Middle East entanglement. And that is exactly the trap Iran wanted. Drag the war beyond the desired timeline, raise the economic cost, keep the threat alive, force the other side to choose between escalation and exit. Trump chose exit, or at least partial de-escalation as of now. Now let's understand why this matters beyond the war. Because this is not just about who fired more missiles. This is about strategic leverage. Iran may be bruised. Its infrastructure may be heavily damaged. But leverage may have actually increased. Because even today, Tehran remains the de facto gatekeeper of Strait of Hormuz. That means every ship, every tanker, every oil price movement still runs through the shadow of Iran. This is enormous because it means the war may have ended without removing Iran's strongest card. So here is the big takeaway, viewers. Trump may claim military success. Iran may claim strategic resilience. Both sides may declare victory, but the truth lies somewhere in between. This war was not ended by peace, it was ended by pressure. Pressure from Iran's Mosaic Defense, pressure from the Strait of Hormuz, pressure from the markets, pressure from time, and pressure from war exhaustion. The trap was simple: make the war too expensive to continue. And in that trap, Washington appears to have blinked first. The question is no longer who fired first. The question is who forced whom to stop. What do you think about it? Tell us in the comment section below.